Hello.
Ready. Check.
Okay, they blocked the bishop. Well, I'm up material, that's for sure. So trading behooves me, but then developing is good too. So just developing, defending this piece. To take as a mistake, I think would be a saying that applies here. Playing on principles and heuristic only gets you so far. Eventually, it just comes down to plain old calculation. Well, I get to trade even more this way.
Check.
It's a pretty straightforward plan.
Victory.
Good game. Good game. I want to analyze this game because it's my first game of the day, for one thing. But then for another thing, I feel like, well, no, related to that, it's my first game of the day, and I think that I could probably have played more accurately. My opponent probably had chances here. So if we go back to the beginning, this is a miniature, so ends in 15 moves. I think that black gave up a little prematurely. This is the Max Lang attack, or wait, the Haxo Gambit is what this is called, actually. The move order I have chosen to try to transpose into the Max Lang attack. Yeah, the Rosentrecher Gambit, I remember this from a previous stream. But when they take it, I think that we have transposed into a Scotch game line, wherein we would normally have played maybe this is it. So There it is. I told you. That move order is the Haxo Gambit of the Scotch game, and it's what I transposed it into. And so, let's see, study. We're gonna go and put this in Rusty Games, and oh, that variation. See, this is why it's important to make a study, because that variation that I just played is gone. So let's see if we can get to it again. It's a Scotch game. Take Kizertsky variation. Scotch game. Scotch game. Haxo Gambit. Still Haxo Gambit. Okay, and so I just want to make a comment here. Move that position on 5. So I want to go back here to get to the position at move 5. From the Scotch game route. We don't need that. Okay, so, but that's not the route we took. D5 is the recommended thing to do here, but the line in the max lying attack, which we've now gotten into, what point does this become the max lying attack? When they play knight f6. So,
check,
yeah, this is, so here, one
check,
checks, accurate, bishop b6, bishop takes d5, accurate, castle's accurate, that, that's the third best move. It's a good move. This is not such a good try though, because all they do is push f5. I was looking at that, and it was actually what the position resulting from that is what made me decide to play it. Is when I back up from this defensive and attacking move. When I back up, I'm revealing an attack on this bishop, which is being defended by this queen. This is en prise. And this, the f5 pawn itself, is pinned. So I thought that that was a position where I could maybe get something done. Like, for instance, once I played h4, there would be threats to play knight e5, maybe? But actually, after some analysis, it looks like I don't lose any advantage here. The computer has chugged away and found me to be just fine. Maybe that's exactly what I was looking at myself. Hey, DevMJ123. So yeah, maybe the computer was looking at the same lines. Let's see. Bishop d3 is what I was planning to play. But I can see it taking on c6. I also looked at that. It's much more aggressive, much simpler. Now h4 is a great threat because we're threatening this. We're threatening to move here, which would be a great outpost to attack lots of targets, and also be able to remaneuver to re-attack the same targets. That's a common theme with the knight, especially in the end game. When the knight is bouncing around collecting pawns, they'll attack the pawns from one direction, and the pawns will move, or the knight will become threatened usually by a king, such that it has to move away. And but it only takes usually 2 moves to threaten the same square with a knight that you were threatening before. Yeah, it only takes 2 moves. The knight changes the color of square it controls every time it moves. So logically, it takes at least 2 moves because if you're controlling the dark squares and you make a single knight move, you will not be controlling dark squares. So you will not be controlling the same squares. Thank you on that little ride through logic with me. So it's looking good.
Check. Check.
And black resigns. So I did pretty good. We can ask for computer analysis and see what she thinks. I'm stressed. I'm definitely stressed out. Okay, life is lifing the fuck out of me right now. But I have to stream. Okay, 0 blunders, 0 mistakes, 1 inaccuracy on the part of Honey Nymph, which is D4, which is the Rosentrecher Gambit itself. It's like, why do you play that? And then equally, it's like, why did you take it? Well, do you know a really good oncologist who's in or can service the Kansas City, Missouri area? Hyper Broly's online. You know what I've been meaning to do with this? The Rusty Games thing? Is actually include some Rust. Is there a Rusty emoji? Rust. No. Yeah, I had to hand it to Microsoft for their quick emoji search function. What is what? An oncologist is a cancer doctor. My mother is sick. Are you pretty young or something? Or don't speak English as a first language? Most adults know what an oncologist is. It's just that's what I'm not trying to be rude. I'm sorry. There we go. How about rolled eyes? Rusty Games, because that's how they kind of feel. But is there like a chain? Is there like I don't know, a hammer, a nail? No, iron. Iron. Why does this come up when I type in iron? Metal. Red. Brick. Jeez, there's no rust emoji. How am I supposed to represent rust? Ha! How am I supposed to rep rust up in here? This is ridiculous. Oh, okay. If you can't tell, I'm kind of irritable. I'm sorry. Is this the pinned, the study pinned comment? There, how about that? Yeah, I'm not upset. I am as upset as my tongue is not wet. See how wet that tongue is? Look at that. I made a rhyme to illustrate to you how I'm not upset. Let's play another rapid game. The great thing about a camera is everything that you are self-conscious about doing in public becomes something just interesting to do on camera a lot of times.
Ready.
So I know if they play the Caricon, they probably don't want me to open the position, so I do. I give tips and insights all the time. You just have to listen.
Check.
I'm going to use this check so that I can get my king out of the center quickly. But I may move this bishop. I'm just going to back up. Do some pinning of my own. Now this is defended and the queen can move. Considering that's no longer pinned, I might as well get off the diagonal. And go to this nice open diagonal.
Check.
This is a very common tool used by the player who has moved their c pawn up one. There.
Victory.
Ching! Good game. Of course I go to tournaments. And I am excited to go to more tournaments because I got a great camera that wirelessly streams to Twitch. So I'm really looking forward to playing some over-the-board games, especially since it just makes it easy to stream the game. I haven't yet set up an actual way for me to stream with my whole interface that I present, like my tip cup and how I put the clock in the right place and all of that stuff. I haven't figured out how to display both me and the game. So an in-person stream is nice because we're both right there. I mean, excuse me, an over-the-board stream is nice because the game and me are in the same place. So I think I might have done well at my last tournament. I might very well have done well at my last tournament. Okay, so when they let me do this, they lose a center pawn. And I gain this half-open file. I'm gonna try something. I'm trying like a Benko Gambit type tactic. Well, maybe I should move back. I don't want to open myself up to any checks. Just quietly develop, as they say, and get out of the center. This certainly seems good. Kick the knight, and then develop my c6 piece. And then develop my knight to c6. I know this isn't the best of trades for them. Maybe if I could just take it with the king, and then move out here? Yeah, I'm just gonna take it with the king and run. I think that's the way to do it.
Check.
And then I'm thinking, this is usually a safe place. But I could be wrong. I think my rustiness is definitely, yeah, I made a blunder.
Check.
Good game. Okay, let me analyze this. Definitely putting this in Rusty games. Yeah, I think the eye rolling emoji is pretty appropriate. That was passive, definitely. D6 is my blunder, definitely. Is that? No? King takes F7, climbs up the list. It's now number 2. It's a shitty move, though. Definitely a blunder. Yeah.
Check.
The best variation is to slide in here, and then all this pressure down the E file makes it really difficult to do anything.
Check.
I should have calculated this.
Check. 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 Check.
I mean, just usually someplace being safe is not a way to play chess. Yep. So if I were to take with the rook, which is my first instinct, because that wouldn't be a good trade for them, computer foresees this.
Check.
I think that's a pretty normal game to be in with the black pieces. Move 17. White has half a pawn of initiative. Yeah. Hey, thanks. You don't feel so good when you lose in stupid ways, but people don't pay as much attention to the wins as they do the losses. So yeah, just tactical error. I should have just taken with the rook and then gotten to this position. But I don't really like any of this. What should I? How should I play this earlier? This is not a good idea. I think that it just opened up this light square diagonal, as well as this light square diagonal, as well as this one. Oops, excuse me. This one and this one. So I think it's just kind of a disaster for the light squares on the queen side, considering that I wasn't like that well developed. So instead of b5, I hope everyone likes my tornado emoji. Yeah. Okay. So here, d5 transposes into what? Nothing. It's still the old Benoni. Look at opening book. Yeah, b5 does not work. What about d5? Top move is d5. I was thinking about playing d6 as a Pierce player. D6 came pretty naturally to me. So what I should have done is played D5. It would take, Neponiachi. 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 Okay, there we go. Ian Neponiachi. Versus Dennis Yusuf. I'm interested in. Here's a much stronger. Here, all these games are about the same strength. Like halfway, almost Super GM game here. Like I think of Super GM being like 2,700. G6 fares a little better for white statistically, but the sample is lower. So yeah, this looks like the move for me as a Pierce player. I'm pretty comfortable with shadowing the Darkscore Bishop. I'm pretty comfortable with shadowing the Darkscore Bishop in Queen's Pawn games because I play the Benko Gambit and I kind of butcher the old Benoni, something I really need to be learning. But yeah, see you later, DevMG J123. So I think that I can. So what we would play is this. Let me insert. It looks like there's no games here that we don't know of any games where black wins though. Maybe this in the top games. I sometimes forget that this is top games, not all of the games. So let's insert this game. So they play G6 before playing D5, which I like better. This is all very natural. Oh, is anyone in the chess hive? Sorry, I just have to change my preview settings. Studio. Okay, there we go. Making use of four full 4K monitors can be a challenge sometimes. It's first world problems, you know. E5? No, they take first. Ooh, Desperado. Very interesting. And black comes out ahead. Desperado. Oh, sorry, Norwegian. So this is just the type of thing that determines one's placement in the top 5% of players that I'm always talking about. Um, Knowing and having seen so many variations and having a feel for um, long tactics and long plans and how they turn out in the end, um, and basically just um, out knowledging your opponent when it comes to different routes of play. Here, in this game that we're viewing right now, White figures that this Desperado attack is in their favor, and it isn't. Um, because they've traded their dark square bishop for a knight. That's essentially the problem here. And now they're left with two knights versus a knight and bishop and a queen and a rook, of course. But I was just talking about the minor pieces when I said just two knights. Yeah, so bishop f5. Ooh, this is bad.
Check. 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 Check.
Yeah, I was going to say earlier, the queen and knight work very well together, and black having a knight and having the initiative and having extra minor pieces allows them to choose, allows a flexibility of choice of plans that preserves the knight and queen combination and the initiative, and allows them to like carry that into this part of the game and win.
Check.
It's all about centralizing
Check.
both pieces, really.
Check.
And then forking with the queen, which is what black continues to do.
Check.
They reorganize and fork, reorganize and fork.
Check. 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 Check.
And almost, I've said this before, almost always when a structure like this is missing its dark squared bishop, you'll see f6 get played defensively.
Check. Check. Check.
Yeah, black just really did a great job of squeezing more and more initiative out here. Just so because I'm not a grandmaster, can I ask for a computer analysis on that game? Will it do it on the sub variation? I'm not sure it will. Yeah. Maybe if I just viewed this. Okay, and then I can request a computer analysis of this game, so that I can better understand this Grandmaster game. Because these people are 2600. Perhaps there's, there might be tactics that I'm missing here. I think it's instructive for me to do this. I've already carried out the analysis on my own without the computer, and I think that that's important because otherwise you come to rely on the computer and you don't learn anything. So. Please join the Discord if you want to participate in chat. Please join the Discord. Twitch, you can cheer in Twitch. That's a great feature. Pretty much other than that, like Twitch's chat is bogus compared to Discord. Hey, looking at this graph, you see, like I was saying, black chipped away at white's defense and slowly gained more initiative, and you can see it right here. This very gradual increase of initiative by black. And you can always tell these Grandmaster games because they're very close to equality for much of the time. And then when they do skew off in a direction, they typically don't do so abruptly, like in the rest of the 95% of chess players. Players without not close to tactical mastery lose a lot on blunders, basically, on moves that come to be considered blunders. When do you stop making blunders? When you're tactically masterful. They're all called blunders because the nature of tactics is such that it's much like the nature of arithmetic or your multiplication tables. Once you learn it, there becomes this feeling in you that it was absurd that you never knew it before. And that's kind of the arrogance of the human mind, is once it's introduced to a concept and it understands it, it tries to own it. I think that's why we have plagiarism laws. But it tries to be like, oh, of course, yeah, of course, relativity times space, but that's very obvious, very intuitive. That's kind of what happened when Einstein published their paper. Besides everyone saying, no, you're wrong. You know, the theory of relativity was not an obvious thing, but scientists everywhere kind of came to feel that way once they understood it. And chess is much the same way. You know, when I first started playing, one day I would be losing, and the next day I would look back at those games and be like, what was I thinking? I would never play those moves again. Little did I know that I perhaps would play those moves again when I became rusty at chess and decided to re-enter the field and start streaming on Twitch.
Check.
So yeah, it looks like these players played well. There's no blunders, there's no mistakes, there's some inaccuracies, but
check.
There's nothing that I'm missing here that would make this a poor game for instruction. That's basically why I did the computer analysis. You know, just a quality check. Oops. Okay, so I'm working this way through this game. This Desperado attack is good for black. So we learned something there. Let's move on. My little idea did kind of work. And you see here, you can tell, well, that's a chess player for you, like, notoriously arrogant. And thinks they know everything. Yeah, you can see the abrupt change in initiative in my game. And it's still a slope. A kind of slope. And I think that the lower in rating you go, the lower in tactical proficiency you go in chess, the more chaotic that graph seems, and the less continuous or gradual the slopes are. So, like, in my game, I made 2 blunders. These are tactical errors. That's a blunder. And that's a blunder. The two moves that got me mated, basically. My last 2 moves. And you can see them, bam, blunder 1, blunder 2, checkmate, blunder. So, this is the first blunder. That's the second blunder. I could have just remained pretty equal if I would have taken with the rook. We saw where that led. So, we can go back. This is in Rusty Games now. To Hourly Rapid Arena. You guys, I need a little. I take pain medicine, and I need to take some. I'll be right back. She's back. Kabam. I'm back to wrap it up.
Ready.
Hey, it's Diesel Bikes. Looks like they want me to control C. They want me to control D4. Let's prevent that. Get a little space. It's time. The reckoning begins. And now, that move. Oh, take it. I thought they were going to take this pawn, and I had a nice plan. I used this knight to recapture the f6 pawn, and then I was just going to bring it right back, and it makes an irresistible attack on the c5 pawn with the bishop because this bishop is blocking the pawn that they would use to defend with. So, fall back. Ooh.
Check. check,
This is weird. I hoped they would
check,
play that. It allows me to, I think, eliminate this, which is causing me a headache.
check,
Disallowing them from that square, which they would use to get back into their house, or back into a house, back inside, I guess you might say, because they're definitely outside right now. This is just a matter of getting pieces involved now. Okay, so they're gonna try. Like I said before, they're trying. They're trying to. I should make this blue because they're defending. They're trying to get back there. Um, what I'm wanting to do is not allow them to do that. I think one way I can do that is like this, because this knight is defending this bishop, which will be taken with tempo. I thought about playing this, but it seems a little passive. There we go. Thanks for joining me, everyone. Please join the Discord. I have boosted the Discord server. They charge a small fee to be able to use custom emoji anywhere on the server, and I'm making custom emoji all the time. Right now, my custom emoji is Yoink, Walla, which is my dog, my very cute dog, which you'll sometimes see on the stream, Stressed Pawn, Mate, Dubiosity, I don't know what to call it really, and Dear Leader, which is Arcady, the president of FIDE. And yes, that is a commentary on how they became president, how nepotistic and ridiculous chess can be. So now I think that's a real threat. Because this rook is controlling this. I'm building a mating net. It's controlling this. Now I'm controlling this, this, and this. This is blocked. This is blocked. They only have one square left. So I'm threatening this, which is going to be mate. Yeah, all they'll have to do is all they'll have to do is block, and then I'll take it, and they're checkmated. So. Interesting. Okay, so they move into the attack. I think this might be the type of thing where I just move back. Quietly. Because they just moved into their only square.
Check. Check. Victory.
Good game. Good game. Go back to the tournament. Now, how long have I been streaming? Oh, almost exactly an hour. I have kind of a hard out at 1 hour here, because I have an appointment in the morning. I have my own health to take care of as well, so yeah, I have an appointment in the morning at 10:30, and so I need to get offline now. It's one of the reasons I labeled the show a quickie. So thanks for having a quickie with me. It was good for me. Was it good for you? I'll um I'll be on again. On I'll be streaming from my vehicle on an in real life stream when that's safe and possible, i.e., not driving. And we can find ways, perhaps old fashioned ways. I have a tiny chessboard that I can move the pieces on. We can find ways to play chess. If I am not able to put something digital together to display it in the typical way. One thing that would be really easy for me is a dog hair. One thing that would be really easy for me is if people were to watch me on Lichess instead of watching me just on Twitch. Because on Lichess you can follow you can follow my games as game objects. You know, they don't become a video. It's still JavaScript. You know, a game. Because I have lots of dog hairs in my nose. I wonder why that is. Anyway, so I think you get the picture. I will be back online very soon. Please look for my stream. Come hang out with me. I've also been coding, or starting to code, doing computer projects. We put together a bot on stream from a kit, a chess bot, and then we also put together a chess engine. It was a series, you might say, about working with Leela chess. We made a bot called Honeybot. In fact, I could bring her up now. Let me PowerShell, right? Oh, like, there we go. Windows PowerShell. Ba-da-ba. Been a little while since I did this. Running scripts is disabled on the system. Since when did that happen? Maybe I need to run this as an administrator or something. Oh man. Somehow I think my I had set a setting to allow scripts to be run, and it appears that setting has been Execution policies. Yeah, the execution policy has changed. You can see with me. Yeah, yeah. PowerShell. PowerShell set execution policy. Yeah, this probably just like expired or something. Oh, come on. Jeez Louise. Set execution policy. That's what I want. Let me move this into your view. Just kind of move it into this view. And then transition to here. Yeah, that'll work. So we want to set. Jeez. Sorry, I have multiple languages on this machine, and sometimes execution policy. Yeah, remote signed is what I need. It was signed. But I did start that PowerShell with run as administrator. Maybe not. When I'm in administrator mode, it starts me at system 32. Ugh. Oh my gosh. Oy vey. I'm just need to put this here. Geez, I forget how this is all laid out in Windows. Maybe. Damn, everything is so cryptic on Windows. And so jumbled. There's like camel case mixed with other methods, like just. How am I supposed to get where I'm going? Go to local disk and then Windows. I think that's where it's starting. Okay, so maybe go up one more level. Yeah, there we go. Users and sugar and if you tab past a completed command, you can press Shift Tab and it'll go backwards. Almost always, this is the convention with tabbing. Spots. Oops. This is crazy. Oh yeah, we have to set execution policy. I just found the folder that I need to be in. I don't even need to be here. I just need to set the execution policy. Set execution policy, remote signed. How do they do it? There, it's starting to highlight it for us, which is a great way of knowing you're doing things right. Oh, geez, you know, you guys need to be lower. Going for a ride. Sorry, guys. I just need to adjust the camera a bit. The tripod's a little. I think that this tripod's just a little bit too tall for this. I need to use the shorter tripod. Unless this. It's bottomed out. Yeah, short tripod time. Bam. Yes to all. There. Okay, so now we should be able to leave this administrator prompt. Go to another PowerShell prompt. Bring it over here to you. Hey, stop doing that. Go into my bot. Activate. Yay, it activated. The script ran, and now I'm in my environment that the bot likes to run in. And so then I'm just going to, hey, it's the cutie. Hi. Come on, load up. Load up. Come on. Come on up here. Come on. Oh, I love you. I love you. You're good. You're good. What a good doggy. Yeah, I know. I'm awake. I know. I'm awake. I need to go to sleep. Okay. Now I just need to do the Python command. Python. We are running Honeybot. She should be online now. Let's go play her. There she is, Honeybot. We can see that. Transition here. And actually behind my cup, it's kind of hard to see, but behind my cup, there's Honeybot. On my friends list. She is online. Kind of like my dog is on my lap. Okay, so why don't we drop a link to her. How do I drop a link to her? Challenge. Any side.
Ready.
I don't want to play. But yeah, she is Honeybot, and you can find her online. It's Alpha 0 basically. It's Leela Chess 0. But it's the idea behind Alpha 0 is the same. It's just a different project using the same idea, neural networking chess. I deeply suspect that this way of learning chess is something that Bobby Fischer and maybe a lot of other chess players did. I'm not sure, but I just know because when I was growing up and learning chess, everybody was always telling me about Bobby Fischer. I didn't learn until later that he's anti-Semitic and there's all these problems with he's a very crazy person. But one thing I did notice about his play is that he tended to play himself a lot. Very often he would play himself in chess, and I think that
New challenge.
must train a person in chess a lot like the machine learning is training itself. So this dog is asking me to get offline, so I have to go now. It's just that simple. Goodbye.